Hi. Hello, hello. Onamawa Ben des. I don't speak very well Japanese, very great Japanese, but I will try to walk you through. Oh, by the way, how have you been enjoying this whole event? It's been amazing, right? This whole event. Thank you to our DevRel team that has been putting this on. Thank you. It's been awesome. So today I'm going to talk about some learnings in the process of seamlessly integrating your documentation and engineering teams. Talk a little bit about myself. I'm open source. Howdy! I build tech communities. That's what I've been doing for the last little while. Currently I work at InVision app. I worked on the Node.js Foundation and am dabbling in TC39 and W3C. I love the Internet of Music. If you want to talk to me about that more after this, I would love to talk about it anytime. And I love tools that reduce complexity. Woohoo! This talk is about engineering solutions. There's a lot of process problems beyond this that I'd love to talk to you about afterwards if you're interested. This is mostly engineering. So building sustainable API docs is hard. It's hard. But I'd like to share with you some patterns that I've learned while working on this for Node.js and at InVision, inspired by some of the processes that were developed by Electron. So upstream, API team is doing amazing things. They're building rad methods, and everything is super great, and it's just this wonderland of amazing technology. And then you get midstream, and things get a bit confusing. Documentation team is trying to keep up with the API reference, and things don't get translated well, or if you're doing internationalization, or something weird happens, and you end up with questions that make no sense. And then downstream, your users think that something's going great, and then it explodes on them. As you know, documentation sets the tone for your product's developer experience. As we've seen before in talks here, it was the top listed, most needed aspect of onboarding developers onto any platform or API. Fortunately, there are team processes and automation patterns out there that can help you stop this upstream, downstream nightmare entirely. I'm going to introduce 3 powerful concepts I've learned over the last couple of years. One is generating skeleton docs, just a rudiment seed. It's a seed of documentation. Generating this as a part of your release cycle for your app that you can work with in your documentation repository. And then making your documentation repository the single source of truth for all of your documentation. And treating your documentation's repo as a text source that can be exported as a node module for any project needs to use that text. So I'll give you a quick technical overview. This is going to be a bit technical. If you'd like to talk to me afterwards and help break this down, that's totally great. But I'm trying to roll through this as quickly as I can. So number 1, you can write documentation markup in your app's method definitions that allow you to define custom tags as you parse them with an AST. The example here is TS-doc markup that we use at InVision. And then number 2, as a step in your release cycle, as I said, you can generate the JSON and timestamp it and stick it in a folder for a Heroku scheduled task to pick up, a scheduled task that goes and looks for it and checks to see if it's been made in the last 24 hours. And here's the long list. If this new file exists, you clone the app and the documentation repos. This is all part of the CI process. You convert your documentation source format, example markdown, into JSON. You diff the existing docs with the new changes. You update and add incoming values. Export the JSON so your documentation site team can easily import them anywhere and they're always up to date. Convert the updated JSON back into Markdown and submit a PR to run your tests and integrate the new changes, alleviating completely an upstream and a downstream for reference documentation. I had to do a lot of thinking about this. I'm not going to go over this, but I've been thinking a lot about it. I took away our app's working title up there. Anyways, yeah. It was fun. Okay, number 4, publish your documentation repo as an NPM module, as I said, so you can import one giant JSON blob. This is really important. Just export JSON, just one blob. And target each value or in your end site so that you can populate whatever component you'd like to with the text that you need right there. It also lends itself very well to creating internationalized documentation. And check out the Electrons internationalization repo. It's amazing, brilliant, it's awesome. Like I said, it's great for internationalization. Lastly, do you have any UI examples? Those are hard, right? Because you're like, hey, do I have a screenshot that I have to update every time the UI changes, you know? Well, no problem. Don't use screenshots anymore. There's tools out there that are amazing. There's a newer tool that is being rapidly adopted called Storybook. And let your scheduled documentation task runners submit code PRs that mirror samples you define in your reference documentation. So if you have a definition, a code definition in your app's documentation, like I said earlier, the markup, that can make its way all the way down into the documentation, which can make its way into this automated process to update your visual code as well. So just write in a code example, and then it appears in your Storybook code as well. So it's kind of magical that way. You can interact with it now. No more screenshots. Users can interact with UI samples, and you don't have to maintain screenshots anymore. I hope this helps. That's it.